So let's see what it's like inside of a tour van. Welcome back, not to the McGolf shop. Here we are in Columbus for the Nationwide Children's Hospital Web.com tournament, the beginning of what would be the Web.com playoff. And I've been lucky enough to be allowed to go see the tour van. And so we're going to go inside. We're going to talk with the tour van technician. His name is Greg. Super nice guy. And we'll take a look around. So stay tuned and let's go inside. There it is.
Morning.
Hey, well, okay, we're inside the Web.com Callaway tour trailer. And we have Greg Shaw. He is the driver and technician. Now, what does that mean? That means he's responsible for getting this trailer from site to site to site to site to site to site to site, however many events that they have. And he's also responsible for putting together all the Callaway gear. Now, there is a support staff, but he's the primary guy. They're propping this guy up, not the other way around. He's been with the Callaway group just a little over 6 years now. And he was with another OEM before that, so the man's got skills, obviously, and you know, both in the driving and in the building stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get behind the camera, and for those of you from the Callaway community, I've got some of your questions. And while he's showing us around the shop, so to speak, I'll ask him some of the questions, and he can answer from there. You're good to go. So
good to go.
Yep.
Welcome. First of all, yeah, welcome to the Callaway Tour Van. This is our traveling workshop. Basically, we do about 23 Web.com events per year. We do a couple LPG and a couple of senior and PGA Tour events as well. This is a completely stocked workshop with all the heads, grips, shafts, everything we need to do Club A to B. We can pretty much do anything in here that we can do in the plant. We do a little grinding if we need to. We try to avoid that, but basically everything that we need done gets done. What we do a lot of out here is just basically service. We're just basically servicing our players, whether it's lies, lofts, grips, and then of course new product introduction is first and foremost as we try to convert players, which went very well this year with the Epic. We almost had a 90% conversion right out of the get-go, so it was super. So, well, we're gonna put a driver together for you. First of all, we have a shaft. We have our shaft ends here in back, as you see. We grab a shaft. We're gonna just prep it a little. Take the paint off. Not much to it. The tipping out here is pretty general. 1 inch for drivers, maybe 1.5 inches for 3 woods. Put a little glue together and a little centering beads. Pretty simple stuff.
So awesome to see centering beads being used on the van.
Yeah, we like it. I mean, it tightens up the glue as well, so it's easy. Makes it easy to use, and a little glue in the cog. This is just a standard driver we're doing. Nothing out of the ordinary. Put the cog down. Clean up the glue a little. I like to set the head on the club, just make sure everything's square. Makes it easier to turn the cog as well when you're setting up the graphics.
Now the glue that he's using is a really quick set glue, so when you see him moving and shaking, there's a reason for this. Other than the fact that he's good, he's got to, otherwise it's going to dry in a spot he may not like.
And we can have this driver, really 10 minutes ready to hit. So we'll just let that dry, and then we cut the length, grip, and that's pretty much it for the driver.
And then we just got a gripping station that we'll see when we turn it around. We'll go from there. So some of the equipment that you use, we got the Baldor in the back.
Yes.
A lot of the guys, we were just talking about that. The whatever machine that you really prefer in order for the grinding, that's the grinding piece right there. And and it's just whatever the people prefer. And then what else do we have? We have the felt belt for doing ferrules when we need to.
Absolutely.
And then we have a cut-off machine for cutting tips.
One of the
and
things
length.
that's out of there, we also have the hot melt.
Oh, that's important there.
So we use that for swing weight. So we try not to use a lot. We try to get the swing weight, which is one of the great things about the Epic Sub-Zeros is the adjustability and the weights to get the swing weight and move the weight forward or back depending on launch and spin.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty standard stuff. We don't have anything real.
You know, the funny part about this is a lot of this stuff you're seeing when you see my videos. You see the same.
Yeah, it's pretty. I always say it's the people they ask me how hard is it to do your job, and I basically tell them I can read. So somebody writes an order down and you read and cut the length and.
One of the things that we don't see is the ventilation system. On the dirty side, this is crucial to prevent it from just getting everywhere in the plate.
Yeah.
Where's that at in here?
We have a vacuum system that runs out through here, velocity, so sucks everything down. This side here is all the venting. All the vacuum system runs on this side of the trailer, and the other side we have kind of a dry area where we do some, shaft pulling, vise, and a bit of drilling. We need to drill out heads for the wedges and to get the swing weight.
And we'll see that when we can move because the quarters are a little bit tight in here. All right, so a couple questions, Callaway community stuff. You ready?
Ready.
All right, so what's the most number of people you've had ever slip in the trailer?
Oh gosh, that's depending on how late the party went, but we prefer the Hilton.
There you go. The best burger you've ever found on the road?
That would be a burger. It's been a while, but it's been on the PGA Tour, and it's a burger place in Hartford. I'm not sure the name of it, but they have the the Godfather burger and just different things.
Okay.
The heart attack. They have 5 minutes of the emergency room burger and
if you guys can't tell, Greg here is pretty much out of shape. He's biked pretty much all over the North American continent, and one hell of a hobby to have with a tour van.
Yeah, I get to go to a lot of places, so I take advantage and I take a bike with me and get to do a lot of hills. I'm from Florida, so when I'm in Florida, I tell everybody I'm a hill guy. When I'm on the hills getting beat up, I tell everybody I'm from Florida. So.
It works out good.
It works out great.
What part of the process do you get the most enjoyment out of?
We're going to a college event, but we're going to visit some universities later in the year, and that's always fun to visit the young guys. And they're all at Hollywood casting these days, where they're all 6'2" and 190, and they smash it. So, but they appreciate it. They appreciate the help, and they're fun to work with. They're really energetic, enthusiastic, and it's fun to be around them.
Okay. Here's a couple. One tanker sent out best tour stop: food, restaurant, places to visit, fans, golf course.
Well,
I guess that's an overall.
That's an overall. I mean, the best part of the I enjoy is it's hard to beat Pebble Beach. It's hard to beat Monterey and the Pacific Coast Highways for cycling. We go down to Big Sur and stuff, so it's hard to beat those areas. But the web is actually very family oriented. The web tour, so we do a lot of more friendly or kind of family friendly than the PGA Tour in terms of our events and our hospitality. So the web is fun. It's real good cities.
Which tour players change their equipment most often?
All of them. No, we got most guys. It's the same as the 80-20 rule. 20% of guys do 80% of the work that they change. Some guys part of the process. They just come in every week, and if they're bored, they change something. If they're not, so we try to keep them on the course and keep them playing, and just like I say, service them when they need it, grips, slides, lofts, etc.
There you go. So, fellas, there you go. I told you I'd ask the questions. There it is. So we're gonna move along. The thing that Callaway boasts most about is this loft and lie setup that they have. And I'm going to show you from the back. And there's the whole setup. It's putters, everything you ever wanted to know about a lie machine was afraid to ask. However, what you really don't see is what I'm going to turn around. I'm going to move you now. So hang on with me. And that. See that screen? There's a line in the middle of that screen. That is the one thing that allows Callaway to have the precision that they have. And so that everybody looks at it the exact same.
So this it needs to be calibrated so the wedge probably won't see it in. But if you see the camera, we can go with the white. Go with the white line. So basically, you're just trying to get the line into the grooves. So once it's square.
You see all those extra lines that just showed up on that screen? That is them looking at the actual grooves. And
that's a camera looking at the face. Yep. So once you put the groove in, see the white line. Once you're in the groove, you're pretty much going to get an accurate reading, and that allows all of us to kind of set it up the same way. So one eye, left eye, right eye dominant. So this is not going to read correct because it's calibrated. It's actually pretty good.
The digital readout, so everybody can see. So the half and quarter degrees that these guys really, some of the tour guys have a real touch, and they'll see a half a degree change, or they'll have a feel of that. That's the
they've been doing this a long time.
You're going to be here to develop a feel of some sort.
Yeah, they've had their hand on a grip, a lot of grips, a lot of shots, and it's we can tell. One piece of masking tape on clubs before. The tour player that. Hey, that needs another piece of tape. You're like, really? You can feel that? 1 gram,
Or even one guy, I've heard stories of guys feeling a wrinkle in the tape.
Yes, exactly. They you don't believe it at the time. You're like, really, dude? But
until it happens.
Yeah, and they're good. So that's why they get their name on the bag, and they're the best players in the world. So
that's
there's a reason
why we're in here and they're out there.
That's why I drive the buggy. Exactly.
So we were on the dirty side, basically, where all the tools are at. Now we're on the, what do we call this? The assembly side or cleaner side? What do you want to call this?
Yeah, this is just kind of another work area for putters. This is for Matt, our putter rep, that he'll work over here and stuff. And if we need any cutting or anything, we'll take it to the other side. But these are our weights as well for our driver, 3-wood hybrid weights. So we can get the swing weight.
In front of it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So there we go.
So you got small spaces, so you end up moving stuff back and forth. But yeah, we keep then the driver heads, of course, over here. All the Epic line, which has been hugely successful this year with the Epic, which is going to be in our that jailbreak technology will be in most of our product moving forward. So that's going to be good for everyone.
Let's see if we can get a close up of there. There's some of the weights right there.
And these are the weights, and you got a shaft puller, just standard equipment. We got a drill press. We need to get weight out of wedges usually, or swing weight out of irons. We have heavy, light, and regular irons as well, so it's kind of lets you get the swing weight a little easier if you need more weight in the head or less weight in the head.
When they say heavy, I mean over, like say it's 256 and what, a 5 iron on the average. What would be heavy?
Well, heavy basically just deals with length with me. So if it's shorter, it's going to be lighter. So so I need a heavy weight to get the swing with it. So.
Right. So if they give you a heavier head, how much heavier is that head?
Oh gosh,
about
maybe 6 grams.
That's a lot, really. When you're thinking
5 grams, maybe. So if you get 3 or 4 swing weights, 2 grams of swing weight. So,
right.
But it depends on the length. If you get a short, you need weight. If you need longer, you can go lighter. So it's kind of just balances out. So
what do you find? What do you find your normal? When you build the swing weight, what's your standard swing weight built to?
We'd say D3, somewhere in the D3 in the irons, D4 maybe in the driver and 3 woods. But we again, no standard out here because you get some players. I mean, they're actual players that you build a club and they play it. They don't swing weight's kind of you can manipulate it easily.
Right.
So you change a grip, you're going to change the swing weight, but you're really changing the characteristics of the club, right? So I like the swing weight's good, I think, through the irons. Gives that uniformity, but through a driver, it's subjective. That if you build a club and it hits.
Another thumbs up. I've been preaching that for years, man. I love that.
Yeah.
So what's when you're building the club out here? What's probably the most important spec on an iron and on a driver? If you had to nail just one,
I'd say loft. Get the loft correct. Of all things, especially in your scoring club. So we'll start when I'm lofting a player's clubs. I'll usually start with the wedges, loft backwards.
Really? Okay.
Because of the scoring. That's where you're going to make that's where you're scoring the 7, 6, 7, 8, 9 wedge. So if you go again, you're going to get the gaps through. If you get an 18-degree 3 iron, and you gap up the other way. So I like the gap down, which is kind of a preference that I do. Kind of get the wedges correct, make sure they're dialed in. Wedges 9, 8 iron. I think that's important, and then you can work off that. And, a little bit of with the 3 and 4 iron, you're not really trying to. They're not your scoring points.
Right. You're not hunting pins with a 3 and a 4 iron.
No, some of these guys are. They're not going to win, but absolutely, it's. I find the get their wedges dialed in on the lofts, whether it's now the standard I think is 46, pretty much standard on a pitching wedge, and you can go to 44. So basically they're 9 on. Again, it doesn't matter what these guys are. With the amateur, I think needs to understand is a number. Whatever you hit to that number, that's the number. So if you hit a 4 iron 170, then accept it and hit it 170 every time.
Right.
The pro, the biggest number with the pro is the carry number. How far to carry? Carry the tree, carry the lake, carry the corner. So I think loft is crucial.
So we got so you saw where the workstation, the loft and lie, where we kept the shafts. So we were doing some putter builds, and now you get to see people coming in. You can see that there's another fellow right there has a really good taste in color of shirts. I don't even know. That's like Garanimals, man. And so we get to see some of the guys on the tour and what we do in the van. All right. Is there anything else?
No, everything's good. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you guys, and we'll go back outside now. Well, that was the tour van visit. I hope you learned a little something in the tools of the trade. Funny part is a lot of that looks a lot similar to what I'm carrying in my shop, so I feel pretty good about what we're doing right now. Hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you see what you got to see, and we answered some of your questions, particularly those on the Callaway community. If there's something else that you'd like to see, just let me know in the show notes or answer it below. If you like the video, like the video. And if you want to learn more, because I'm going to go on one more van, that'll have to be a special treat for later, subscribe. And that way you'll know when I'm doing it. Plus, if you got any other questions, club making, club fitting, or just the club basics, just let me know. And let's see your scores go low. So let me get out of the way. All right, have at it. Well, that was the tour van visit. But come around. I'll just say this is what it is, and then I'll disappear again, and then you're it. Let's see. Yep, we're recording. Now, do you guys measure those out just to say this is my heavy load and this is my light load, or they come and they say from the...
They're stamped, yeah. All of our heavy heads, light heads, and most of our iron heads come in heavy, light, and normal.
And so what is that... That's the real shocker. I watched we had Colin Montgomery come in once every week.
Great guy.
Oh, I like him. He gets a bad rap.
He's a funny guy. Yeah, he's a great personality. And
he went through and he filled all the grips, that we put on for him. He threw 2 backs. Oh, they're too big. I'm like, that's crazy. Pull a micrometer up. 1/100th he felt big, and that's just him. You hear stories about Davis Love and being able to feel flex. When these guys are out here,